All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the Philadelphia Club Championship. I'm your host, Rico Williams, and I'm here with none other than Reggie, a.k.a. Seattle Bum. We have an incredible field for you today. We have Slim, Noonan, Oz, Figgy. Figgy, a lot of you guys know in the Madden world. Some of these names are a little bit new to him. Reg, you want to talk to him about them?
Yeah, I mean, we have our two-time. Well, he's shooting to be his two-time returning champ, Mr. Figgy. He's here. He brought his family, beautiful family, came along to support him. But two of the new guys we have on the scene, we have ESG Noonan and we have Slim. But from doing my research, I hear that both of these guys are well-respected opponents over there on the Xbox side, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table today on the big stage.
Yeah, this is going to be their first time on the big stage. And speaking of which, let me talk to you a little bit about what we have going on here. These competitors fought through an incredible gauntlet to be the final four contestants here. Everybody's going to get $2,000 just for making it out here. Not a bad day's work. The winner will then get $3,000 for making it to the semifinals, and then the winner guarantees themselves at least $5,000 and moves on as the representative for the Philadelphia Eagles. Each player had 850 points to put together their team in salary cap mode. This allows them to be the GM and the coach of their team. These guys have spent time picking through, figuring out what works best with their scheme, what allows them the best chance of win, and they finally put that together, and they're ready to go here. Both of these players look like they're locked in. We got Slim, we got Noonan. Reg, it's going to be a great game.
I can't wait to see it.
Now these guys are ready for the kickoff. It looks like they're getting the thumbs up from everybody. Now, with this being both of their first times in the hot seat, how do you think that's going to affect these fellas?
Well, I look for how just like a regular football game, sometimes it's about, your jitters, your pregame nerves are going to kick in. Your emotion kind of dictates early in the game. But then I look for them to settle down and just kind of get into the flow of what they naturally do. The player who's able to stay the most composed is probably going to have the most success. Things aren't always going to go your way, so a big part of it's going to come down to maintaining your composure, executing on both sides of the football. It looks like we have a kick, one of the tricky kicks, scum kick, if you will, in the community, and we have Kyle usage. Oh, a strip animation triggered by Robinson. It looks like he's putting his running on aggressive. He's going right to the deuce close formation, setting his audibles. Players who are veterans in the community, you guys are looking at how quickly he's getting his audibles set. I don't want to tell too much, but I see some very good audibles inside zone and mesh spot and a lot of good plays. So we look for, on offense, we look for Noonan, who's running the Cleveland Browns playbook, a very unique playbook for this stage in Madden. And he's competing against Slim, who's running the Detroit Lions defense, which is the defense of choice for many Madden players across the community. We're going to see all four players in that Detroit Lions playbook.
Now, we're going to get into this a little bit more when Slim takes over on offense, but he made a very interesting choice at quarterback that I'd like to touch on a little later.
First play, looks like we have Leonard Fournette running up the gut, and the run defense was very stiff, only a gain of 2 yards.
A lot of times when you're new on this big stage, you have nerves and you don't want them to get the better of you. Running that ball early and having success on that side of the ball can make things a lot easier and really just make you feel like you're back in your basement.
Absolutely. CYD, baby, conserve your dots. You don't want to come out and show your hand. So sometimes running the ball allows you to not show your opponent where you want to go and show all of your tendencies. You might need those dots for later in the game.
Now, Leonard Fournette, we know he's a bruising back and he has some style to it. 3rd and 5, you don't want to put yourself in these 3rd and long situations like this. We know nobody brings their punter, but do you think he's feeling a little confident here?
3rd and 5, this is the first 3rd down of the game. You got to have a dot ready. You have to have about 7. You might potentially see 7 or 8 3rd downs. I'm intrigued by the defense. Whoa! By the defense that we're getting out of Slim. He's running 3-4 odd, which is a very, very old school formation. You don't see a lot of it in Madden 19, but, hey, Noonan was able to execute.
Noonan also said that he had ran into Slim in an earlier tournament in New York, and he was running a completely different offense. He was trying to help keep him off balance and didn't want him knowing what he was going to do here today in Philadelphia.
Hey, sometimes that's a good thing, is to run something new, run something unique. But just like stopping all of the greats, all of the great legends, regardless of what sport, you have to stop the guy. So you can know that it's coming, but being able to stop it is a whole different thing. You might know that Michael Jordan is going to shoot that 17-foot fadeaway, but are you in position and are you capable of stopping it? So knowing what they're going to do, but being able to stop it, that's going to be the challenge, the theme of the day.
Now, we're going to see a lot of Michael Vick this tournament. And, he looks very comfortable in
We
his
have
Eagles.
our first broken tackle. We have Leonard Fournette running, and running some more for 6, breaking tackles. That's what he's there for. That's why you pay the cap. And Noonan is on the board.
And that was definitely money well spent. There's no better feeling than having that first drive, putting it together, getting that 7. That's going to allow you to play defense a little bit more comfortably.
Absolutely.
He can now breathe.
Absolutely. And nothing more frustrating. I know if I'm Slim and I actually invested in running 3-4, putting linebackers, using the overpriced cap for linebackers to put them on the field, and a man runs down and breaks a tackle for an easy 7, I'm kind of upset. So let's see how he responds. Does he panic offensively and try to, overcompensate for things not going his way defensively, or does he maintain his composure?
Now, he decided to go with Cam Newton over Michael Vick. Everybody else is using Vick. Do you think Cam's going to be able to get everything done that he needs? Will he be fast enough to get away from those ends? Will he be able to get outside that contain?
Cam. Listen, Cam Newton, when I look at the guys, and like we said, each player, each coach has 850 cap to make the best team that they can make. One of the stats that intrigued Slim and why he went with Cam is because Cam Newton has a very, very high break sack rating. So I want to see, as Noonan runs his defense, if they are able to get to Cam Newton, is Cam Newton able to shrug the sacks off and keep the play alive? And we have Coleman live. He didn't go with the spin. Good click on, click off. Nice technique right there, avoiding giving up too many extra yards. And so, nice run.
And I think that also speaks to nerves a little bit right there. There was absolutely zero stick work out of Slim right there. He had a one-on-one opportunity, nothing but daylight in front of him. He just got tackled, and that was it.
You have to use those situations, one-on-one situations. You got to make a guy miss. Oh, great defense. Great defense right there. The best player of all time in our Madden community, Prom Wright, one of my things that I'm always been so appreciative of when I watch him play is his ability to make people miss in the open field. And right there, Slim being new to the game, he was unable to make a spectacular play in the open field, but maybe he gets that opportunity later on in the game.
And you hate to see that cost you if he doesn't wind up getting the first down or moving in points when he had an opportunity to possibly put 7 on the board.
I see a wide open corner route. I believe that is double sail. Trips tight end. Shout out to my man Chaos. Shout out to Manu Tronobili. The trips tight end is a very popular formation, very effective, balanced formation in the game of Madden, and we're seeing some excellent execution from my man Slim.
He was wide open. You can't give players at this level that much time to go through their reads and progressions. They're going to find an open receiver every single time.
Oh, no. And you got to adjust. You cannot leave that deep blue out there to allow the corner route to just get loose. I would look to see if Noonan is going to adjust and maybe perhaps put that outside corner in an outside quarter. That is the defensive adjustment that tends to react a little bit better to that particular corner route.
He's going to have to do that or send pressure a lot quicker to not allow that to develop. Because if you give that time, he'll never be able to cover that route now.
No way. Look at Cam Newton. The dramatic hot routes. As soon as you audible with Cam, he does the most dramatic stuff. We got a wheel route. I believe that's PA wheel. So he has triangle on the wheel. There was a deep blue. Again, no outside quarter. It didn't react. In that situation, he'd be better off with a soft squat, probably shaded to the outside. You know, if the lack of, that's the thing with this nickel 3-3-5 odd. Everyone is very excited and over talks about the loopers coming in, but the greater players, they're going to have amazing adjustments behind the loop. Shooting the gap. There is no future in running that inside zone.
Yeah, and right now Noonan has to be feeling great. He's able to hold him to at least a half stop here. If he decides to go for it, he has him in a box right now.
What is
besides that one play? You couldn't have asked for a better start right here. And now he has the momentum, and he can dictate the way this game's going to go.
What do you think? I know there's a couple people out there as I ask this question. You're in this situation. You're in the hot seat. Whoa, we almost have a block. Do you take that 3 right there? I say it's a good field goal.
You got to take those points.
You got to take those points.
Chat, if you guys think he should have took the 3, put your 1s up. If you think he should have went for it, put your 2s up. Let's see what they say out there.
I'm
in
curious.
Chat land.
There's probably a couple gunslingers out there in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. I'm actually going to tune in myself. Okay, so Noonan's back on offense. Looks like he's in the deuce close formation. He's got Greg Kittle. Look for Kittle. Oh, man. Leonard Fournette trucking and trucking.
Now, Leonard Fournette, we've seen him in some of these other club championships not really being able to establish himself, not get the broken tackles that you look for when you're putting him and you're using that much cap on him. But here today, he looks like the greatest running back in Madden history.
Man, Leonard Fournette, if I have to vote, Leonard Fournette gets number 2 ranked running back in salary cap. I got to go with none other than Sticky Ricky, who we'll get to see a little bit later. Word on the street is one of the players actually has Ricky Williams, a free card that EA blessed us with, who is the most dynamic running back in the whole entire game.
And a missed opportunity there. He had a hole that he was able to run through, just couldn't quite maneuver the stick work there. That's going to come back to haunt him as he faces a 3rd and 2.
A 3rd and 2. Now, great point that you said. Now, that's why I like Ricky Williams, woo, good defense, better than Leonard Fournette, is because Leonard Fournette is a bigger card. So, like, when you have to get through those tiny holes in between, your guards and your tackles, Leonard Fournette being such a big card, sometimes he's not able to be as agile and get through the spots.
All right, we got 4th and 3 here. You got to make sure you have at least 2 reads on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to take that first one away.
Flipping the play. We got Dion up top. Dion gets crossman over to the square route, and the pressure gets in, baby. Khalil Mack attack with the sack.
And there you have it. 4th down, you're going to send the Wolves. You want to make sure that he does not have time to get that 1st down, take away his main read initially, and it worked out perfectly for him.
How about Deion Sanders coming down from the free safety position, making the same – we always talk about crossman and the effectiveness of crossman, but he manned him up on square from the free safety position, and Deion was still able to be in position to take away the in route. I'm pretty sure that was his first read.
And it was a great one.
Yeah,
it was a great one, but it was a great adjustment.
Okay, look, we have Deion, who's throughout his career one of the best corners, if not the best corner of all time. But in this Madden world, we play Deion as safety, baby. And Deion, you'll see him on pretty much every single team locking down from the safety position.
He is a must-have when it comes to salary cap.
Oh, you got to have a Deion. Prime, baby.
Now, you got to be able to make the most of this opportunity right here. You got your stop. You got Cam ready. This is where 3rd and 2, you might want to look to see what you can get with Cam.
Okay, so we have the receiver in motion. Oh, he brought him the whole way over in motion. We have a play action. Hits his drag, spins. Hey, keep the chains moving. That might be a 4th and inches, though.
Yeah,
okay.
And it was interesting that he went to that route and he automatically defaulted to the spin move. Whereas if he would have just kept running, I think he might have been able to get that first down.
Yeah. Oh, okay. If I'm down 4, I just got the stop. I got to go for it on 4th and inches, man. But he's being a very disciplined player. I just would hate for this situation to come back to him later in the chat. Chat, type it in. Do you agree with me? Are you taking this 3 right here, 4th and inches, or do you just got to put your head down and get that first?
My question that I really need answered is, if you don't feel comfortable on 4th and inches, what other 4th down do you feel comfortable on?
Talk that talk, Rico. Talk that talk. You got to get 4th and inches.
If you can't get 4th and inches when you can go through any play in your playbook and keep them off guard, that just bodes for your confidence later on in this game. If I was on defense then, I'd feel like, whew, I avoided one. He took that 3. Could have been a lot worse.
Right. Oh, man. It looks like he's solidified his run D. That's the thing. Fournette, he's good for a broken tackle. Those plays are going to come and go, so you got to – it looks like he's not being shy about his defensive plan. He hasn't left this 3-4. He's sticking with it. Broken tackle happened. He's just got to get back and continue to play.
And again, Fournette is getting a lot of carries.
Oh God, here he is again. Something tells me we're going to see a lot. I asked ESG Noonan. Shout out to ESG Noonan. I asked him pregame. I said, who is your MVP? Who's a player we need to watch out for on your offense? He said without blinking, look me dead in my face, Leonard Fournette. And, hey, the man told the truth.
And he's not disappointing as of yet. Now, this is where 2-minute warning, second quarter. You got to start being smart here with the clock. Manage the clock. See if you can also make this the last drive of the half.
Absolutely.
You're controlling it with your run.
Oh, good juke. Uh-oh, strip animation. Nice. Good play by both sides, man.
10 rushes for 91 yards and a touchdown. Right now, if somebody told him he would have Leonard Fournette putting up those numbers, he'd take it every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Very good running. Okay, looks like we have a mesh post look. Got a post from the B receiver. He threw that a little bit late. Very, very close call. I don't know if I like him to hit that route a little bit early. And I also would rather see him streak the R1 receiver, the slot receiver. That enables that post to get open a little bit better. Right there, he didn't have nearly enough separation between him and the defender.
Throwing that one late is what cost him that completion. That's why he was able to get in there. That was a great pickup on your part.
Uh-oh. Here goes Fournette, spinning and stumbling, rumbling, bumbling.
Now we have another decision to make.
4th and 4. 4-4-4. Is that Wendy's?
Well, right now, I'm not quite sure. He's going to need to make sure that he picks a great play here. You don't want to force anything because right now you're not really worried about him going up top. On 4th and 4, I think he's going to look to try to take away that long cross.
I have a deep crosser. He ran with it. Playmaker to the running back. Oh! Missed tackle!
That's tough, and I knew that back was coming underneath. That's why he said you got to be able to wrap up.
Man. Tyreek Hill has the same break tackle rating as Paris Hilton, and he broke that tackle, man. Oh, gotta hurt your heart right there. His players gotta make some tackles. Broken tackles are a theme of this first half. Look at, oh my goodness, Fournette runs hard, baby.
He is the hardest runner in Madden right now. Those broken tackles, you almost incorporate that into your offense.
Oh yeah. That's what you pay the cap for. If you go down and you choose to use say like a Chris Thompson, a speed back, Tevin Coleman, some people use. Those guys don't necessarily break the tackles. Look at Fournette. The first guy doesn't even stand a chance.
Not at all. We were watching when I was doing the Pittsburgh Club Championship. Fournette could not get a broken tackle, could not get to the outside, could not produce anything. And right now, he looks like he might be the greatest running back in Madden history.
Hey, it's in the player, man. You got to get the player that fits with your particular scheme. Sometimes you'll see a guy who would probably be better suited to use an elusive back go with a guy like Fournette, a bruiser back, even though it doesn't fit his particular scheme. That's why salary cap is so dynamic, man. You get to use the 850 cap to build your perfect team. So don't get a running back that just you see everyone else in the community using. If your style doesn't cater towards having a bruiser back, then go get a finesse back. The spin move.
Here's where he needs to be smart and manage that clock. There are 23 seconds left remaining. He took 8 seconds on that play. Could have called that timeout a little earlier. You have an option to get the first down here. You know it's going to be a little tougher once you get here in this red zone to punch it in. You have to manage the clock wisely.
Absolutely, but at the end of the day, this man is in control. He went with the wham. Nice call. What's the timeout situation? Okay, no huddle. Vic with the no huddle. It looks like we're going to get wham again. Brawl necker.
Just wasted a lot of time.
Gosh.
You can't bring those timeouts with you. He cost himself probably an extra play.
Yeah, I would have rathered him call the timeout at 18 seconds, and then he could have probably got a pass play and had time for another run play.
And this is where you wonder: is it strategy? Is it nerves? Is what?
Wow.
And that missed clock management cost him that extra shot at it.
Did.
He could have taken one more play, whether it was a pass, that he tried something in the end zone, but
right. No, you're right.
That we need to keep track and see if those 3 points come back to haunt him instead of getting 7 there.
Okay, second half. Here we go. We got Noonan kicking off with a 4-point lead. That was a great half. Defensive battle.
Now, if you're Oz and you're Figgy watching this, how do you keep yourself from focusing on this game and not getting ahead of yourself? And remember that you still got one to get to.
I think if I were Oz or Figgy, I'm thinking about my game, but I'm also really using this opportunity to watch what goes on in this game, meaning situational play calling. What did this man run in when his back was against the wall? Because 9 times out of 10, if he ran it against you, he's going to run it against someone else. If he ran against someone else, he's going to run it against you. So, where does he like to throw on 4th and 4? What is his play call on 4th and 3? So they might be able to, if God willing, they win their game, they might be able to use some of that information, incorporate it into their scheme as they try to win and beat them for the championship.
That was a great piece of defense there that was able to hold him there. He took away that route manually up top and got back down to still make that tackle. Oh,
good play, man. Odell.
And that was incredible patience.
Okay, we got the
by
no
Slim.
huddle.
He waited for him to take that step.
Yes, he did.
Was able to pass him through him that one. Great offense, beat good defense.
And you see, he's taking the time. He has Ron Parker, 89 speed on the loop. So he's taking his time at the line, getting his hot routes ready, IDing who he wants to block, trying to buy some extra time. His offensive line is doing a great job. He missed the read. You got to hit X right there. You cannot hold the ball.
He got a little shy there when he saw him getting out there.
Yes,
he
he
still should
did.
have thrown that ball.
Yes.
He was open, but that hesitation
Man.
is what cost him that sack and allowed that 1st and 10 to turn into 2nd and 18.
Exactly. He would have been looking at about 2nd and 3. He could have caught that in rhythm, caught it in stride, hit a quick spin move, turned up the field, and, man, it would have been 2nd and short. Now you're at 2nd and 18, and I expect to see Noonan send the Wolves at him right here. I don't think it matters who you ID at this point. Everybody's coming, baby. We got an in route, Odell. So, look, now he wants to take the short route. These guys kill me.
The interesting thing is he hasn't thrown an incomplete pass.
No.
He just needs to start throwing more of them and getting them off.
Yeah.
Because right now he can't take any more sacks, and he needs to start moving these chains.
Yeah. Sometimes guys take a little too much pride in, but I didn't have any completions. So what if you don't have any incompletions if you took 4 sacks? Get the ball out of your hands, man. You can't hold the ball, hold on to the ball and put your offense in a bad situation. Oh, he's got to get a lurk right there. That's why I say Ron Parker, man, he doesn't animate. You guys are crazy using these cards as your user.
He was so close to getting that. He was right there, but just couldn't get them to make that play.
You got to go with App God, Troy Apke. He would have picked that ball off, laughing, giggling, running the other end for 6. Uh-oh. Spin something. Oh, my gosh. Where is the stick? He's just running straight.
He was using the threat of the spin to keep him honest.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Corner and turn it up. Just ran out of a little bit of field. If he had about another 1.5 feet on that field, he might have been still running.
Man, this guy ran over to get some Gatorade, man. Go ahead and run to the end zone. Stop running to the sideline.
All right, this is where you definitely need 7. You don't want to be forced to take 3 here.
Oh, yeah.
You put together such a great drive.
B. Oh, my gosh.
And here's where you tell you, sometimes you get tunnel vision.
Yes.
Especially when you get down here in that red zone.
Oh, yeah.
You're so worried about not making that mistake. You don't want to force anything. You sit on that one read, and that winds up costing you.
Okay, we got Trips tight end flipped. Looks like he's going to motion Moss over. Opposite side of the field. Oh, yeah. I like the play call, baby.
Ooh.
Caught him man-aligned. The guys didn't motion out with him. He had him on. Oh, my goodness. That was a nice post motioned over that turned into a corner route.
And here's my question. I understand you now want to give away your defense. I understand you trying to hide it. But at the point where you know what you're in, at the point where you know Randy Moss is going to be running buck naked by himself to the end zone, you got to come out of it. You got to man him up. You got to get back over there.
We're going to be saying it all day. It's the defense. It's the adjustments behind the defense. Everyone that we see tonight is going to be running the crossfire defense. But what are the adjustments like behind it? Fournette fighting. Man, I'm telling you, that first defender stands no chance.
Zilch, 0.
0.
Now, if you're Noonan, you've had control of this game. You've missed a couple opportunities. Now that you're actually trailing, you have to make sure that you get a good quality drive here.
Uh-oh. Look at Fournette. Man, he's fighting. But listen, Slim's defense, they're holding up. Okay, we have a 3rd and inches. He opts for goal line. This should be a free first down. This is one of the downfalls of picking your play too early. Players that are out there in the chat, sometimes, when situational play calling, you don't necessarily want to be in 3-4 every single down. Okay, so if it's a 3rd and inches and your opponent goes in the goal line, he only needs a couple inches to get the first down. There's no point in being in 3-4 odd. Match up according to his formation. Sometimes you'll see it say 1-3-1, letting you know there's 3 receivers. You want to line up in something that will allow you to stop 3 receivers. But lining up in 3-4 odd, that's not going to allow you to stop a goal line run. So great play call from ESG Noonan.
Now, Slim needs to get his defense. If there was ever a time he needed to stop, he can take complete control of this game right now. Or he can just give up all the tapes here.
It looks like Fortnite is back out running. He got caught, though. Okay.
And that's going to happen to Leonard Fournette.
Yes,
but
it is.
He also picked up an amazing amount of yardage right there. That is the 182 rushing yards.
Woo, $182, and we still have 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. That's a bad sign.
It is to win a game of Madden when you give up 182 rushing yards and the fourth quarter hasn't begun yet.
But at the end of the day, the man is still up. He must be doing something right. Oh, God.
I don't think he'll get the ball again.
Nah. That's what you call a throwaway play. Fournette was tired, and he went with Kyle Usage. Excuse the pronunciation. He went with his fullback, allowed that man to get a carry. If anything, instead of wasting a down, I'd like to see him either burn a timeout or I'd like to see him pass the ball, which will allow Fournette to come back full strength. But wasting a play, running the ball with an awful card is just
not an option.
Not an
I'm
option.
completely with you. Call that pass, scramble with your quarterback, do what you need to do to get a couple
Anything,
positive yards.
but give it to the fullback. Wow. What's the solution? I mean, if a guy is breaking every single tackle, I mean, are you on chat? What do you believe here? Do you go with the balanced tackling? Do you go with aggressive tackling? Do you go with conservative? If Fournette is just running us over, I might even just go to aggressive tackling because he's breaking the tackles anyway.
Now, here's where you start to get a little nervous. Gets a little tight here once you get in that red zone.
Yes, it does. Yes,
and
it does.
13, because you don't want to throw a pick here.
So, look, we have drag, post.
Oh, wow.
A very, very popular play setup. Reminds us, those of you who are familiar with the West Coast playbook, by using route specialist on his receiver, he's able to hot route him to a post, which gives him a very tough route combo to defend. You have two drags, high-low, and you have that post over the top. He opted for one of the drags.
That was a huge score right there just because now he's up more than a field goal.
Yes, he is.
So now you can bend but don't
bend
break.
But don't break.
You can give up 3 and still be in control of this. Right now, the ball is completely in your court.
And if I'm Slim, I want this to be the last play, the last drive of the game. Like, you don't get this ball back.
It might be for Slim, and it might be because he goes 4 and out.
Oh, man. Well, that's not what we're looking at. I want to see a good offensive performance out of these guys. But, hey, that's what it's about. It's been a defensive rumble so far.
Now, I can kind of understand why he made the Cam Newton decision, but the lack of him running, the lack of him moving that ball with him makes me almost think he should have went with Vic.
Jeez, there goes Cam being Cam. And here's why I don't like Cam Newton. Let's just talk about it. Okay. Watch when Cam Newton does his hot routes. Okay, he's gonna touch the sky. He's gonna point to the sky. He's gonna make a Superman sign. He's gonna do what is all this? You can't have a guy on your football field doing that because he's wasting. Yeah, he's dabbing. He's just doing too much. Odell, he just gave him an opportunity.
Now here's where you have to make a decision. Do you think you can hold him to 3? Do you go ahead and go forward here just in case you get it? Short field, so at least you don't have to deal with the clock and several other first downs?
Yeah, well, you might as well punt. I mean, you might as well go for it. You might as well go for it, right?
If you don't get it,
because
short field,
you already need a touchdown. But I mean, he must trust his defense. I don't know why, because he ain't been able to stop Fournette yet.
And his punter was terrible right there. Like, at the point where you have that song,
man,
he'll cry in the car home.
Let's see. Maybe he believes in his defense. Golly, Fournette's just running for 6 yards at least every time. 22 for $181. Someone do the math. What's he getting per carry?
8 and change.
Sheesh.
In our old days, we used to call this a speed bump defense.
Oh,
you can't even slow it down. It's just a little bit of a speed bump.
Okay, we have Mike Vick coming to the line.
Shout out to some of the guys we see in the chat. I see Dubby, Drinny, Philly's favorite son, Dubby.
Dub Dollars. What's up, baby? Needed Nation. Oh, shout out to the chat. Let me take a look at the chat. I see Obi Shai Kobe, Drini.
Chaos,
Mr. Trips tight end. Right. Can't let him clock. Good defense, man. Look at Dion coming down from safety, making a tackle. Huge stop right here. You got to come down. You got to be able to get a stop. Okay, now, guys, watch this. 4th and 2. Last time, he manned up Deion Sanders, free safety on Odell. I look to see if he goes with that same adjustment and how Noonan is able to counter that.
He's going to have to send heat.
Look, manned him up on square. Wow, good defense. You got to go with the outside quarter with the same adjustment. What's up, Docs?
That's going to hurt.
That was big. On a 4th and 2 to give up 50. But he kept him out the end zone, you know?
Yeah, but now here's where you're going to have to lock down. You got that 2-minute warning. You got to hold him to 3 here.
Right, got to hold the 3. And you're asking your defense to do what they have been unable to do so far.
Now, we're just going to see if he gets a little conservative with his play calling here, or he decides he's going to try to just punch it in and end this game.
Yeah, well, the brutal truth is a first down makes this bye-bye baby, you know? So his defense really has to, as my man RG always says, stand up for themselves right here in this situation. Look.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
And his chances are slim and none, and Slim just left the building.
Yeah. Not completely yet. He still has a chance with 2 timeouts. If I'm Noonan, I might score there, bro. I ain't going to lie.
I definitely would have scored there.
Yeah,
it's not like
let's go up 11.
Slim's been in the box the whole game anyway, so why not?
See, because you take one of these hits and actually fumble,
You're
then
never the same person.
Yes, sir.
You're never the same person.
Yes, sir.
We know EA Sports. It's in the game. Anything can happen. You just try to minimize your exposure here. But, hey, if it gets him to victory,
yeah, we'll
who
see.
am I to second guess?
Uh-oh. Yeah, see, I don't call that timeout. You don't call that timeout. Let the little 35 seconds go off. Call your timeout with about 40 seconds left, which essentially is the same thing, but I would hold on to that timeout.
You never know. I take it just in case he does something crazy, like throw a pass or do something. You never know.
But see, because you don't have any timeouts, he's 100% going to run. Uh-oh. Now here's a play call right here.
He's going to take his 3 and love it.
I might not take this 3.
He's going to take his 3 and love it.
Well, what's the difference? You're still up 7.
No. Okay, if you don't take your 3, then
he's got to get 98 yards.
And here's where I tell you, we've seen stranger things happen.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You take your 3
100%.
and you play D. Now, here's where my bigger question is, do you kick it deep or do you kick it short?
Hey,
do you go
I'm going to ask. There's a man in the stream. They told me to ask if you kick it deep or if you kick it short. They told me to ask somebody in the stream.
I was there for that.
Too soon. Man, I didn't get to see it, but they were just telling me before the game.
I don't think.
Oh my God! Oh, we almost had a block.
If he would have got that block.
Wow, Dion.
He tried,
bro.
Wow.
But now we have 37 seconds.
Shout out to Serious Mo, Lima, Ohio's favorite son.
Uh-oh. Good kick right there. Serious Mo in the chat.
All right, here we go. You got 37 seconds.
Another great Madden player.
To go 60 yards.
It's good to see the community is supporting and watching the other guys go after it.
I bet he wishes he would have scored now.
Yeah, see, I like to be up 11, man. One broken tackle, one spin, one, deflection.
One Randy Moss.
Yeah, he's looping. Good pocket presence. I love the pocket presence. You got to get out of bounds, and he didn't. Come on. No huddle. Something.
If you were going to do that, you had a blocker there. You should have tried
You got
to
get out of bounds there, man. Okay, we got Bowringer. He's in bunch. Bowringer's
taking way too long.
100% going to block. Uh-oh.
Why would he go back over the middle?
I have no idea.
Fire his offensive coordinator.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. And then he went no
He
huddle.
might get one play.
This is
the last play of the game, though.
Coordinator. Unless he knows.
And look at Cam Newton.
2, 1, and that's what he gets
Cam.
for the no huddle.
That's what Cam, those delayed hot routes, man.
And the no huddle cost him.
Yeah.
Throwing that pass to the middle of the field cost him.
That's clock management.
We need to figure out, is that clock management?
First off, let's go.
Nerves?
Congratulations to ESG Noonan and Slim, both players that will shake hands at the end of the game, man. They both fought. win or lose, they both were able to, win like men, lose like a man, shake hands, be great sportsmanship. I love to see that.
And you definitely love that. But we need to find out what was with that play call. Going over the middle like that when you knew you had no timeouts left. You knew, and then to go no huddle after that, which actually takes longer than you try to do the hot routes. That's where he costs himself there. And that's what happens the first time you're in that hot seat, you're playing, you're coming back.
Absolutely.
You're just caught up in the moment.
Not playing poised. He should have got it. If he would have got out of bounds with Tyreek Hill, this could potentially have been a different game.
Oh, this is definitely a different game. We're probably looking at overtime, or is he going
at least
for
interesting?
two?
Yeah. But, hey, great players do great things, and sometimes the game comes down to how you react in those particular situations. Yeah, if he could do it all over again, 100%. Now, when he's probably in his living room, he's getting out of bounds, and he's, you know what I mean? It's running like clockwork.
Precision.
You get in that hot seat, man.
Perfect 2-minute offense.
And it's like, I'm trying to fight for that extra yard, but yeah. So shout out to both opponents, man. They both play hard, but at the end of the day, it's a learning experience, and I look to see Slim get back to – he'll be on this stage again.
All right, everybody out there, we want to thank you guys for tuning into that first game. Slim fought really hard, but Noonan went ahead, got the victory. He's moving on. We're moving on to our next matchup, which is going to be Oz and Figgy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Philadelphia. We saw a great first game where Slim and Noonan battled it out. Noonan was able to come out victorious. But we're moving on to our second semifinal matchup, and that's between Oz and Figgy. Reg, we know Figgy is the perennial people's favorite. He's you'll say the popular pick. But Oz, a lot of people have been talking about him as well.
Hey, listen, this organization, the Philadelphia Eagles, who's helped put on this amazing event, they won the Super Bowl last year by being none other than the underdog. So as we prepare for this game, we have one man who's the reigning champion, Philadelphia Eagles champion, and we have another guy who's, he's the underdog, and he's looking to, there's no pressure when you're the underdog. You can come in and, fly under the radar. Everyone doesn't have the crazy expectations for you. The bottom line is you just got to make it happen for 4 quarters. So even though Figgy is the, clear favorite, if you ask throughout the community, I know he's not going to take Oz, who are both Eagles fans. I know he's not going to take him lightly because, hey, it can happen on the field. You got to bring it. Bring your game, not your name.
Yeah, Oz was saying he's embraced the underdog role, and he actually likes it. In addition to that, he feels that he has Ed Reed and Deion Sanders.
Man.
And no matter what, as long as he has those two guys, he has a chance, and he's ready to go.
Wow. And as we talk about this, fellas, stream. This man, Jay Oz, the way that he put his team together, first off, he's running Tennessee Titans playbook, and he's running a formation that, made very popular by Joel CP. Shout out to young Joel in the chat if he's here. But he's running tight flex, and this man has a dynamic receiving core, 4 wide receivers. He's paying almost 200 cap in wide receivers by having Calvin Johnson, Odell Beckham, Tyreek Hill, and, oh, my goodness, I forget who the 4th guy is. Wait till he gets on offense, but you'll see he's spending an enormous amount of cap on the offensive end. And for a guy who doesn't even like to run the ball, he's invested 54 cap or 58 cap in Ricky Williams. So I teased Oz before the game about spending all that cap on offense and not having a strong defense.
It's Randy Moss, Odell Beckham, Calvin Johnson, and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Good grief.
He has everybody at wide receiver.
We're going to need to see him put up some points. But speaking of putting up some points, we're going to see what Figgy can do right here, taking over on offense.
Okay, and right now we see Figgy motioning Moss over. He missed the hole. Getting Jiggy out of the trips tight end. Motioning the slide over, catching a nice motion block. I like how typically you'll see the ball get hiked when the receiver's in motion. A lot of guys like to motion hike, and they like to hike the ball when the receiver's in between the left tackle and the left guard. He opted to hike the ball when the receiver was on the complete other side. Whoa, way to shoot the gap. So he had more success when he motioned the receiver over to the opposite side. When he motioned him to the short side and hiked, Oz was able to shoot the gap.
Yeah, he felt really comfortable on that first run. You can see he went back to the well a little too quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Oz was able to make that quick adjustment. We're going to see how he handles that passing game.
And I look for Figgy to stay in this formation right here. He's one of the best passers that we have in our community. He recently switched his playbook. We'll see how comfortable he is. He switched from the vaunted Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive playbook to the community popularized meta, if you will, of Patriots, which features bunch and trips tight end.
Now, if you got a chance to really look at that last play, you can see that Oz had absolutely no clue where Figgy was going on offense.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see his user, man?
Oh, yeah.
He was just spinning in a circle because he wasn't sure who to guard.
Listen,
he's going to need to make sure he remembers his tendencies, his patterns, and his progressions if he's going to look to take away anything manually.
Yes, sir. Okay, now he's flipping the play, which is a very popular adjustment to make on the offensive end. You know, sometimes you allow, square wide open, X wide open. Hard flat, motioned out the wheel route, a move popularized by another one of the GOATs, Skip Goat. He tends to run the verticals, motion out the wheel route, catch you in a hard flat, and it's 6 points. So I think Figgy better do a good job of sticking with that bunch formation. That's his bread and butter.
Question for you, Reg, and feel free to chime in here in the chat, guys. What do you think is more important in today's Madden? Having a good defensive scheme or play recognition and realizing what the other person's running on offense?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, right now, we're going to see all four people who have advanced, gone through the gauntlet, made it to the Philadelphia Club Series. They're all running the same defense, but it's going to come down to what is behind the defense. Again, you know, we just saw a prime example of he allowed he allowed J. Oz, to set up his defense, flip the play. Oz wasn't ready, and he had a hard flat on the left side, motioned out a wheel route, and now you're giving up 7 points, a quick 7 to a guy like Figgy. So you want to run a great defense, but you also want to adjust behind it. And J. Oz, he needs to show some improvement, or Figgy can score at will.
Is there any question his first play is about to be a run? I feel that every first-timer in that hot seat runs the ball on the opening play.
I got Oz throwing a pass here.
I got him running the ball and loving it.
I got Oz throwing a pass. IDing the D tackle, running back on the right side. I got him throwing a pass, baby. I got him throwing a pick, too.
And he should have ran the ball.
God, what did I tell you? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's better to be lucky than good.
Yes, it is,
It's better to be lucky than good.
Golly.
Wow.
This game sometimes, man.
Sometimes Madden's good to you.
Yes,
Sometimes
it is.
it's not.
Yes, it is. Oh, you hate to see that. You work hard, get your man in perfect position, lurk him, get the interception, and get stripped for 6. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
And you could definitely see the nerves on Oz on that one. He threw that right at Figgy.
Oh,
Figgy grabbed it. Oh, man.
Madden players, we say, what is this game we're playing? But, hey, you love it when it's working for you. You hate it when it's going against you. What a way to start this game off.
Now, the question is, can Figgy put that behind him, run his offense?
Oh, God, look at this play.
And if Figgy could have got past him, it was nothing but daylight ahead. That could have been a quick 6 as well.
Man, one thing we're going to look at, that is 27 cap user card Justin Reed. A lot of people recently, with the cap increase going up to 850 from 800, they've opted to go with Justin Reed as their user because he's 2 points faster than Apke at 87 speed. But both cards have poor tackling. Oh, look at that route combo. That was sexy. He's still a poor tackler. So even though Oz is doing a great job shooting the gap and meeting Fournette in the backfield with the inside zone, his player is not able to just make the tackle. He better stop hit sticking, and he wants to go for an X tackle and just try to bring him down. Don't try to be a hero. Just make the play, and you fight for the next down. Because Fournette, like we saw last game, is capable of breaking that tackle and going in for a large gain.
There's strength in numbers when it comes to dealing with Fournette.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Skimbo. Drag, I see everybody in the chat. They're putting their 2 cents in. And 4th and 4.
Hey, we just talked Skimbo out. What's up, Skim?
The question is, does Figgy have a 4th and 4 play right now? He's a little on tilt because of that last pick that turned into a touchdown. That was a turnover.
Chat, I want you guys to pay attention to what he's doing. Okay. Oh. Look at the patience. Look at the patience on the Pat Sale. He waited for the receiver to clear the zone, hit him right over on the far side. He's going to have to do a better job adjusting. I would look to him to, you got to put a cloud flat out there and hope and pray that it plays deep enough. One of the toughest parts about our game is defending those deep crossing routes. It's like they get just deep enough over. Oh, wow, we got a wheel, deep wheel. Send the zone. Way to throw the ball away. Those crossing routes, they get just over the cloud flats, but not quite. Like it's really tough to adjust to them. The best thing you could do is rock an outside quarter and hope that your guy has the play rec and awareness to stop it. But you're going to have to user it. And sometimes when there's multiple crossing routes, you got to pick one and hope that your coverage holds up on the other side.
And that's what I wanted to speak to. Once he committed to taking away that one, he needed to stick with it because he wasn't going to be able to get back to any other coverage besides that.
Absolutely.
User lurking. Figgy was already locked into that read. You were still getting pressure from your line. If he'd have just kept going 5 more yards, take that away, he would have had to go back. He probably could have got a shed sack or something of that nature. Instead, he peels off, found himself in no man's land.
He did.
Figgy, the savvy veteran he is, completed the pass, moved the sticks, and now you're facing still playing defense.
And it's hard to make an experienced Madden player make a wrong read on those 2 deep crossers. One of my favorite Madden players to watch, a guy who's had a ton of success here in the Philadelphia area, Dub Dot, he runs a play out of that Saints book where he has 2 posts, or a post and a crosser, and it's like poetry in motion sitting there watching him dissect the defense, because as soon as you guess wrong, it's over. If you guess that he's going to throw it to the guy on the right, he'll throw it to the guy on the left, and vice versa.
He definitely makes you pay.
Okay, we got trips tight end. We're motioning. Oh, my goodness. Motioning triangle slot receiver over. And, again, pay attention, Stream, to where he's hiking the ball. He's hiking the ball not between 69 and 68. He's hiking it when he crosses the running back over there to his right guard, right tackle. He's having his most effective runs when he allows that motion to go the whole way to the opposite side of the field. However, Jay Oz is doing a great job regardless of the motion blocking. He's still able to shoot that gap. Hey, Oz, my DMs are open. Let me know how you do that, baby.
Well, we need to find out how is he going to get this stop right here. You don't want to give up 7. If there's any way he can hold him 3, he's going to need to figure it out now.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is here's where you're at your best. If a man's coming out in bunch at this part of the field, you should definitely be able to get your stop. But Vic's going to Vic. Keep a spy out there. Keep Vic in the pocket. Make him throw up some trash.
And that's where we forget about Vic sometimes, and that's why you get him. When all else fails, run, Vic, run.
Exactly. And he's been doing it forever, man. One of my favorite Maddens was the Madden. What year was that, chat? What year was Vic on the cover?
04.
04. Remember how impossible he was to defend?
Shout out to Sandman, Realist, Secret, everybody, Icon, Coast, everybody who was using Vic out there. They had him looking great. And the funny thing is, the formation of that year was bunch and shotgun trips tight end as well.
It's back. It's back. Madden has a way of repeating itself.
Yep, it all comes back in style.
And bunch has been a strong formation now for since the beginning of time, it feels like. But as of late, bring him up again, Skimbo really popularized the formation. Now you see other guys who really are specialists in bunch. Some guys that come to mind are Ghost Madden, Joke. A lot of those EMB guys, they do a great job. Joe Rice has been doing a great job in bunch.
Shout out to our Texans winner. I happened to be at that one.
Absolutely, man. So it's a formation that, like you just said, some of the older guys in the community, they did a great job of it. And then some of the young guys, they're putting their own spin on the formation. So it's good to see the Madden community evolving and the new guys kind of learning from some of the stuff that has been great in the game for a number of years.
And that's something that always makes me a little nervous when you turn something where you need 1 yard and it was 6-yard toss.
Oh, yeah.
But it's incredibly effective. Figgy was able to get in the end zone, and now the pressure's back on Oz.
Fournette's going to Fournette. One thing I love to see right now from our defending champion, Figgy, is look at the poise on this young man, man. Like, I know personally, if I get a pick with Apke, I do a great job scorer, I get a user pick with Apke, and then I get stripped for 6, I would probably be a wreck right now. Oh, I'm getting cheated. This guy hasn't said a word. He's just focused on the task at hand and trying to get a win.
See, and that was the attitude I always had when it came down to it. When you know somebody got blatantly lucky with something in the game, especially early on, all you can do is chuckle and say, if that's how you plan on beating me, it's going to be a really long day.
Yeah. You just want to allow – hopefully the game allows the better player to win. There's going to be a play or two where, each player can go back and say, oh, that was a lucky play. But one of the beautiful things about 5-minute quarters is I truly believe the better man will win, So that was just one play, but it's not like an online game where it's only 4 minutes. If you get, screwed over in a 4-minute game, at least with that extra minute, basically that's a whole nother quarter. By the time you add on the minutes in each and every quarter, there's a lot of game left where you can still show that you were the better player. Now we switch it to the nickel normal defense. He's screaming off that left side. I like the switch up.
You gotta like Figgy keeping J. Oz off balance here, throwing different looks at him, not letting him get comfortable in his reads and progressions.
Yeah. That's the one knock on this particular formation. I really love the formation, but good, nice wheel route out the backfield. We have a flat from circle, and we have a wheel route from the running back.
And
very
there's
tough
your boy.
Combination to stop. And he finally went to Ricky. He's using 700 cat for a running back that's blocking every play. But J.R.'s my man. Good play. Good play
I don't understand that either.
Man.
What's the purpose of buying a Bentley if you're going to keep it in the garage?
Man.
Great D. That was a great
He's just getting yapped at. Bradley Chubb.
And that's one of the things that Figgy was talking about. It's all going to determine whether he sheds or not.
Yeah.
And right then and there, he definitely did.
The thing is, with this tight flex formation, it's a great formation. It looks good. The routes are sexy. You got crossing routes going all over the place. But look at the alignment, okay? The guys aren't on the line, meaning if you go to hot route them to block, they're going to give you a hitch. So when a defender is sending 6 and running around the middle of the field, cloud flats on the outside, you're basically hoping that you don't throw at his user as he's done 2 or 3 times. Apke all over his routes. Nice high ball to Calvin. Good play right there. So he's doing a good job. The chess match in this particular game stream is going to be how J. Oz is able to throw the ball very quick but avoid Apke in the middle of the field. Now, one thing that's glitchy is as he switches the bunch, he has Odell Beckham at tight end. Getting lurked. Oh, drops a pig.
And J.R.'s, I don't understand why he went with the no huddle there and he was hurrying up. He needed to take his time and make that the last drive. Instead, he hurried up, rushed it. Now he finds himself in a 4th and 4.
He's got to take his
depending
points.
on what he does here, now you're going to give Figgy
he has to take his points.
Another shot to put more points on the board.
There's no way, man. If you almost throw a pick on 3rd down and you have an opportunity to take your points on 4th, you take your points. And if you almost throw a pick on 2nd down and now it's 3rd down, players tend to run the ball. So that's just one of the universal things that happens during the course of Madden. Like right there, he's just got to be safe. Hey, I got bailed. He didn't get the pick. Just be fortunate that you got points out of that drive. Now come back down here and try to get a stop on defense because his defense is looking pretty suspect right now. He's got to be able to adjust to this bunch. You got to prepare for bunch or you're going to be somebody's lunch this year in Madden community.
Is that just a hunch?
Uh-oh.
Great job there, man. I guess Philly makes everybody want to rap.
There you go. It's Meek Mill season, baby.
And speaking of which, there are levels to this.
Uh-oh.
And Figgy is showing him
Woo!
that
Truck, drag.
right now it looks like he might be playing on a different level, and he has his offense clicking on a different level. J. Oz had 7 from the interception, fumble, taken back, and 3. Let's just say he got 3 with a short field and 2 good plays.
Hey.
If you're Figgy right now, you're thinking 21-10 going into the half, and if Oz gets a little sassy, he might be able to put up even more points.
I'm telling you, one thing that you got to do, this is high-level Madden. I know a lot of people like to run bunch. Pay attention to what this young man Figgy's doing with his bunch. He's coming out. He's allowing J. Oz to set up the world's most perfect, beautiful defense that's going to stop whatever's going on to the right side of the screen. Go ahead, set your defense up. And then he's flipping the play and quick hiking, and J. Oz's defense is just all messed up. Here's Vic. Oh, man. There goes a play that could have been stopped in the backfield, and Vic's able to get 6. So one thing you want to do when you play guys who are using that particular scheme is sometimes you might just have to don't even set up any defense until they flip the play. If you get a guy who's a habitual, play flipper, let him just run his regular play, and then once he flips, now you adjust. Because if you get caught over-adjusting, you're going to give up a touchdown like he did on that first drive.
You better make sure you come out in a good base defense.
There you go.
Just in case you get quick
go.
hiked.
But, you got to take your chances, and that's what I'm saying with situational play calling and looking at opponents' tendencies. If I notice that you – come on. If I notice that you're constantly flipping the play before you actually execute, I got to prepare for, you flipping the play. There's no point in setting up defense when you're going to flip the play on me.
I found that interesting that Figgy took that time out there. He still had 52 seconds. He's already on the 34. He's been moving the ball with the greatest of ease.
Look at him.
Unless he's thinking he can score quick enough where J. Oz might try to get a little something, put something on the board, and you can stop him. Yeah, he definitely saw it.
It might be fatigue related, like you just want your guys – put them in the best possible situation to be effective.
You can't take them with you.
You don't want any drops. Yeah, like these timeouts, I'd rather have my guys full strength. He's paying all the cap. Randy Moss, Shannon Sharp, 43 cap. He's got Stephon Diggs, 40-plus cap. Odell Beckham. He wants these guys to be fully hydrated, ready to go out and execute. Oh, man, look at this. As soon as he catches it, he's spinning upfield, getting like a 3-yard drag is now a 12-yard completion.
Now, 18 seconds left. He still has a timeout. 1st and goal from the 4. He has put himself in a beautiful position. He's managed the clock perfectly. For all those out there, this is a prime lesson in clock management, ending the game and playing that whole half all the way through.
I expect him to see him put a receiver in motion. Oh, he didn't. He just feels comfortable running, going hat on a hat and just running at J. Oz's defense. A lot of players will motion block from that formation, and it's really tough to shoot the gap.
Now 15 seconds. He has to understand here, if you're J. Oz, just take the ball into the half.
Right.
Don't do anything extra. Don't try anything extra. Don't try a Hail Mary. Don't try a deep route, anything, because you don't want to get hit with your quarterback, fumble, scoop, score. You just don't want to put yourself in a worse position than you're already in now.
I just see Figgy he's just more prepared at this point. So, and I say that to say, look at what he's done on both sides of the ball. He's just completely adjusted to everything that J. Oz has done. Oz was doing a great job shooting the gap and his trips tight end, and he switched to bunch where he's been more effective. Oz was doing a good job against his crossfire 3-3-5 odd, and he switched to nickel normal. He's just outplaying him at this point. Sometimes you have to have a secondary offensive or a secondary defensive formation, something you can go to when your bread and butter is no longer working.
If you're Noonan watching this game, you have to be a tad nervous. Uh-oh.
Ricky's going Ricky.
He's going to take a shot at the end zone, probably, it seems. Hopefully he'll be smart enough to try to break something with Ricky. But if you're Noonan, You got to be a little nervous watching this, seeing how well Figgy's playing on both sides of this ball. Truth be told, I'm not sure Oz should have scored this game.
Right. Oz is going to have to I truly believe he's going to have to go to a different defensive formation. I think his best shot will be he might have to pull out. He might have to become a dollar general and, run a little bit of dollar. But as we look at as he gets dissected on the defensive end, this is one of the things that we talked about. He's spending a ridiculous amount of cap with those 4 wide receivers and his corners. He has 20 cap Ron Parker, and he has 19 cap Myrick on the outside. And facing a dynamic passer like Figgy, I don't think you want to go to war with those as your primary corners.
You can't.
Can't.
So you need to put points up on the board right now.
Yeah.
You'll take 3, but you want 7, but you cannot come away with 0.
There you go. You got to run the ball at this nickel normal, man. You got to run the ball at that nickel normal. You cannot allow a man to just pick whether he wants to run shed D or pick whether he wants to scream at you. You got to give yourself a little bit of balance. Great call.
Now, Oz needs to make sure that he doesn't get a little complacent right now. Continue to apply the pressure. Continue to get there. Yes.
There you go.
If he's not going to get out of it, if he's going to stay stubborn,
That's
then
right.
you keep doing it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's right. And look at him right now as he circles through all of his plays. He's trying to get Ricky, who's bright orange, to turn blue. Sometimes when you cycle through your plays, there's a little Madden tip. The guys will turn back to full strength. Oh, we got a read option. Good play. Interesting call.
And he was one tackle away from
Yes,
that being
he
house
was.
music.
Yes, he was.
Wow. He's making good time, too. If he can go ahead and punch in and get 7. Uh-oh. Still leave over 2 minutes and change left in this quarter.
Absolutely.
He'll be right back
He'll be
in this
position. And J.Oz actually, or Figgy actually spent 383 cap on his team. So he spent a fair amount. His breakdown is 416 that he spent on offense. Wow. And 383 on defense. And the defense is showing up. Right there, it looks like we have, is that 20 cap Parker with an interception? He's just user picking this man at this point. He's just got to run the ball, man. Run the ball. When you're passing, it's looking tragic.
Figgy has not changed his his look at all. He has been bobbing, chilling, enjoying himself, relaxing. He can tell he feels comfortable in this game. He doesn't feel threatened at all. He's up 2 scores with the ball. Look for him to milk this clock, get some type of points, and really put this one away shortly.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're looking at a champion. The guy's won before. He's doing it like he's done it before. That should be a pick.
That's a tough way to make a living.
Yeah, he threw that drag a little bit too early. But once again, that Justin Reed card that you guys swear by, 27 cap, he didn't make a play that Apke would make.
If you're J.Oz, this is your play. If you can keep him off, if you can keep him 4th and 8, 4th and 7, he might just punch you this ball.
Nice post. Oh, my
wow.
goodness.
And every now and then, Michael Vick will throw it in the bushes.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he did.
Wow, that could have potentially been.
Does Figgy have? How much respect does Figgy have for him? If Figgy has respect, he'll punt. If Figgy decides to go for it, then you can. Oh, wow. Okay.
Man, that could have been a touchdown.
Now, Oz, you're getting this ball back. Make the most of this situation. It's very rare. He got a stop that he wasn't able to capitalize on. You can't play a player as good as Figgy and not capitalize on those mistakes.
And Figgy wanted me to make sure that I shouted out some of the buddies that he's been labbing with. He's been labbing and preparing for this club series with some really talented players in our community. Manu, Prodigy, and Blocky. He said he's been spending a lot of time with Blocky getting ready for this. He also wanted me to shout out his Tia his Tia homeboys, Crown the King, Jag, Esco, AKG, Siwoo, Bob Marley, J2X, SD Dub, YB Fuego, Vax, and Royce. So shout out to everybody that's helped getting these guys prepared for this performance. Oh, good tackle, Sean Taylor.
He was relying on that broken tackle instead of his stick work, instead of looking to go where the play was meant. He needs to get something going on offense. He needs to get something going immediately.
Yeah, but he still has time. There's about 7 minutes left in this game. We have a 5-minute fourth quarter that still has yet to commence. Come on, man. You have a wide open drag.
Trying to get it all back in one play. He want to take the underneath, and he's going to pay for it. Again, Figgy's too good of a player to give him this many opportunities. Trailing by 11.
J.I.'s got to cut it out with the Floyd Mayweather reads, baby. Come on, man. Look, you got to look at the full field. You have guys running wide open.
So now we have to have a decision. Which one is worse, the Floyd Mayweather read or RG's infamous Stevie Wonder?
Oh, man, it's close at this point. It's close. That was beyond the Stevie.
Oh, and there he has it. Moving the chains. He's going to let that clock run. Figgy just moving his offense down the field, taking his time, not rushing, just waiting, wanting, needing to increase this victory in this lead. Look at that.
Fournette, it's just getting ugly at this point. It's just getting ugly at this point. Fournette's just doing the most.
Yeah, you probably should have just let him score. Didn't like what he had there. Going to go ahead and switch it out. Now, Figgy's potentially going to go up 18 right here.
Yeah.
If you're Oz, you have one fluke touchdown that you got off a pick you threw that you took back and then took to the house, and the other one was just a field goal in the short field. Do you still have anything in the tank? Where do you try to get an offense to come back down 18?
It's time for Oz to start thinking about if he's getting Taco Bell or a cheesesteak on the way to the crib, man. If he doesn't tighten up right here, it could be – I think this thing is over.
Speaking of cheesesteaks, once again, I'm here in Philly, and I have not had a cheesesteak yet. I will be having one before the day is over. I'm just trying to figure out from where and what type.
Ooh. Got to go – I'm going to recommend chicken cheesesteak. That's what I love personally. And there's a lot of good options, actually, as we're right here in North Philly. Oh, wow. Man, look at Fournette.
Can't stop. Bring him down. Won't stop. Just kept going. And there you have it, that 18-point lead.
I see Joel CP in the stream. Shout out to Joel. One of the best players we have in the community are running this tight flex offense. Maybe you can shoot a text over to Jay Oz, man. Shoot him a couple dots. Give him some pointers.
It's a great recovery just in time to get bopped.
Right.
Yeah, so if you're Jay Oz now, are you trying to do damage control? Are you still playing to win?
Yeah, well, you score and you make it a two-possession game. Stranger things have happened. Yeah, we'll ask the chat. Type 1 in the chat if you've ever come back from a large lead, 18, 21 points in the second half. It's happened.
Tell me if you've done that running Jay Oz's offense against Figgy's defense.
No. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it has happened. There we go. Okay. Get a spin. Oh, man.
If he could have found some kind of way to get right through there, we might have had a ball game, but he's going to need to.
Oh, my goodness. You
almost want to just take that one into the corner, give him that play back.
Yeah. Well, fourth quarter, guys. It's going to be an uphill battle, but he has 3 timeouts. He needs a quick score. He'll be down 11. Maybe get a turnover. Right. It
then
can happen.
Another quick score.
You got to make that guy miss, man. Spin.
I haven't really seen anything from Jay Oz to separate his stick work from the masses. If he's going to need to make people miss, it's going to be with a spin
yes, sir.
or something of that nature. And he still hasn't been able to get into open field. And as you see, Figgy's not allowing him. He knows he needs to pick up big chunks of yards at a time. And Figgy's not going to give him that time. He's not going to allow him the opportunity to go through those reads.
My vision isn't the best, but I think I just saw a B gap. This Bradley Chubb is coming in screaming.
Yep.
Shout out to Figgy. That he
and
put
Figgy
a
said
little
it
wrinkle
before.
on the nickel.
You'll see my asterisk, Bradley Chubb. It's all about him.
It's all about Chubb. Yep. He spent the cap on him. That's about I want to say a 33 cap, Bradley Chubb. Oh.
That's a tough way to make a living.
Yeah, 4th and 24, he threw an 8-yard pass, man. Come on, Oz. Now, Oz, my man, you know, this is a tough situation. He's playing the defending champ. Figgy's prepared. You know, this means a lot to him. He's chasing the big show. He's already won Philly. He's ready to win a major. You know, Oz just got caught up in the storm, but I'm sure he'll be back. Oz represents the CFM part of the community. So like I've always said, there are people who can play this game all over, man. There's people in the CFM side that are very talented, people in MUT, people in salary, people in draft champs. You never know when you're going to play a dynamic player.
4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, 18-point lead. Figgy looking at the 3rd and 14, just trying to run it out, take as much clock as he can.
Oh, look at that dot. Oh, man. Oh, he's just showing dots for no reason now. Streak up the field, caught him with an outside quarter on the left. I don't know.
Shout out to Mom and Daddy Figgy here as well.
Mama Fig, Daddy Fig, they're here.
They came out to support him all the way from Lancaster. It's funny because I don't know if you noticed, his mom had to actually walk out and leave because she said she gets too nervous watching him play. She gets herself all worked up.
Oh, man.
Well, I think she was able to watch most of this game because it's pretty much been in the books.
Honestly, I really think if I am preparing to play Figgy, I'm not running 3-3-5 odd. He just has the answer for it. You know, he's fully prepared. It seems like all 4 of these guys were fully prepared for 3-3-5 odd.
They knew exactly what they were going to be facing,
yes.
And that's where high-level Madden comes into play. It's a chess game.
Yep.
You need to have somebody, if they know what you're in, they know what your coverage is, they're too good. They know what's open, they know what routes beat that, and they know how to combat that. Once you're able to mix it up and make your defenses look alike, they're not sure where the pressure's coming from, they're not sure how many you're sending, that's when you're going to be able to get them off their feet, and that's when you're going to be able to cause a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, by switching to nickel normal, I think that gave Oz just a lot of trouble. He wasn't prepared for that. And it really showed. And I would like to see Oz in the future, you know, set your lineup, your depth chart. If you're prepared to run 3-3-5 odd, you can also, through personnel changes, you can set your team up to run a pretty nice secondary formation like a dollar. And so I would have liked to see him try to put dollar on to slow Figgy down because 3-3-5, it just simply is not going to do it. It's not going to get the job done. This guy is too good. The loop is not coming in. The A gap isn't shedding. The guy on the edge isn't he just has the answer for it. So you got to run a different formation. But shout out to Oz for even making it this far. Figgy is he's prepared.
Yep. And again, you really have to tip your hat to him because he made it this far. He got himself all the way to the Final Four of the Philadelphia Club Championships. He shouldn't hang his head at all.
Oh, man. And this is a when it rains, it pours situation. You know, wide open dot in the middle of the field. He gets the strip back. The strip that he gave up a touchdown on.
We
Now,
wouldn't be in Philly unless there was at least one game where somebody had to start yelling, "Throw the towel! Throw the damn towel! Throw the towel!
you can't win.
Throw the damn towel!"
Man. All right, well, as we get ready for the championship game, we are 2 minutes until the championship game. We're going to have Figgy versus ESG Noonan. We're going to have TIA versus ESG.
And it's going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good game. We have the vaunted Pat's playbook. Figgy looks good in Pat's book, and he doesn't even typically run this. Again, look where he motion block. But we have the Patriots book versus the Browns book. Noonan runs an offense that's not particularly popular. He runs a playbook that not a lot of people are used to seeing. He runs the Browns playbook. So I want to see how Figgy adjusts on the fly to the Browns playbook.
21 rushes, 92 yards, 3 touchdowns. That means he was able to dictate the pace of this entire game.
Absolutely.
With Leonard Fournette.
Yep.
And we all know the worst feeling in Madden is when you can't stop the run. When you can't slow it down, you feel helpless. You start calling anything, everything. You start overcompensating. You start sending more people than you normally would.
Yeah.
And that opens up everything else. And now you're just completely off tone.
I mean, this is a situation. He can't stop the run. He can't stop the pass either. You know, it's just sometimes you run into a guy who has your number. Madden tends to be a game of matchups. You know, anyone can go out there and get a win. You got to, you know, it seems like Figgy's play style, it's the kryptonite to what Jay Oz is looking to do. So that just happens sometimes. And Jay Oz will learn from it, and he'll be a better player because of it.
And Figgy's style actually might be the kryptonite to a lot.
To a lot of people,
Because he played really well.
But
he's moving on.
Somewhere out there, someone might have the book bag for Figgy. You know, you just never know. You just play your best and prepare and try to be ready for each situation.
All right, well, we got another one in the books, and our final matchup is set. We're going to be looking at Noonan and Figgy. Again, we want to tip our hats to Jay Oz. He fought the good fight, just happened to run up against a better player today.
Absolutely.
We saw on both sides of the ball, Figgy looked great.
Yes.
He was able to dictate what he wanted on offense. He was able to take away everything Jay Oz wanted to do on defense. We're going to be able to see in that next matchup, can he do the same against Noonan?
I agree. I'm just excited to watch. I wish they'd hurry up with everything and just start this game right now.
So that means we should probably stop talking. Let's get through this break and get back to that finals.
My man, that's a great idea.
We're going to check you guys out in just a few minutes. Again, we want to tip our hats to Jay Oz. Great run. Figgy moves on. We'll see you in the finals. Noonan, Figgy, come on back. All right, and we're back here ready for the finals of the Philadelphia Club Championship. Again, you got myself, Rico Williams, and my main man here, Reggie, a.k.a. Seattle Bum. As you guys can see.
Whoa. Easy on my belt. Easy on my belt, baby.
Your belt. I think Figgy or I think Noonan might have a little something to say about that one.
I'm out the back door with it, baby.
This is what they're looking to play for here as well as representing the Eagles in the club championship. There's a lot on the line here, plus a nice little bit of scratch. We're making our way into this final game. What are you looking to see here in this Noonan-Figgy matchup?
Oh, for me, I'm watching the battle of the Fournettes. All right, so when I watched both opponents play their first-round games, Leonard Fournette had a $181 in his game, and he had probably 160 in his game. I think who's able to contain Fournette is going to give themselves a very good chance to win because both guys are pretty good on defense versus the pass. So being able to contain the run and stop the run is going to be big because the run game was huge for both matchups.
Now, everybody knows that Figgy was the favorite coming into this. Do you think there's more pressure on him to hold serve, or is it going to be more nerves on Noonan's side?
Pressure is definitely on Figgy. But I think Noonan, he's in a good spot, man. He's got to have a lot. His confidence level's got to be pretty high off of how he played to get in position to actually take down the champ. And the champ has to feel good because of the way that he executed in that game versus Jay Oz. So this is just going to come down to literally execution. Before the game, we see Figgy give Noonan the nice little fist bump. You know, I love to see sportsmanship. It's an underrated aspect of our beautiful Madden community. We sometimes get a bad name, man, but there's a lot of guys out here who are just utter gentlemen and, show excellent sportsmanship. So shout out to them on the big stage, huge stage in front of the Philadelphia Eagles organization. Before the game, nice little fist pump, but now it's time to take care of business.
And business it is. Both of these guys looking to walk away here a champion. And Philly knows something about being a champion, especially coming off that great Super Bowl run they had last year.
And we have two Eagles fans playing head-to-head for the Eagles championship. How cool is that?
It's great, and they're both really excited on the Madden side, the fan side, the football side, and there's going to be an amazing watch party here. You also want to give a shout-out to EA and then Nerd Street, who once again put on another A-plus event here in Philadelphia.
Nerd Street, you guys do it big every time, and it's an honor for you all to consider. Rico and myself, we're glad to be here, and we just thank you for your elite hospitality. All right, so now we're kicking off. These guys are better than me. The game clock is going down to 0 seconds. They're going to decline the
penalty. You got to be a good sportsman. You can't say,
listen,
love the handshakes, I love the sportsmanship.
We don't even do that in lab games, man. I tell my guys, man, look, burn your time out if it's going to take you longer than 50 seconds to get your substitutions. You got to come ready.
All right, with Noonan getting the ball first, he's going to need to put some points on the board here. You do not want to come out as the underdog and go and turn the ball over or get stopped early. That just gives more momentum to the Figgy train. Okay,
and right now what I see is we're going to watch Deuce Close against Nickel Normal. Wow. And he's taking a page out of Jay Oz's book. Jay Oz had, believe it or not, has some success running the football. When you pass the ball against this Nickel Normal, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see Bradley Chubb's going to be in your face. So the best way to neutralize a player like that, this HB Wham. Look, let's go.
Oh, now if he would have been able to break that tackle, he might have still been running and jumped out to an early lead. But right now, he has to feel good. He's able to move the sticks. He seems to be getting what he wants with running the ball. He hasn't had to make a read yet against Figgy's aggressive user lurk.
Right. And I look to see, I'm expecting to see at some point, I don't know if he's just going to stick with this wham, but there is a very good stretch play on the left side. You can flip it. It's a symmetrical formation, meaning, when you flip the play, the defense doesn't know whether you're running it to the right or to the left. If I'm Noonan, I would probably look to get that stretch involved a little bit more, because with his defense, this Nickel Normal, it looks like he's pinching his D-line. So with the run game, if you run a stretch, if they seal, the tackle seals, you're putting yourself in position to really be successful out there. Great defense. He can get a big run with that stretch. He hasn't called it yet, but I'm a firm believer that something might open up.
He went to that wrong drag. You could tell he was locked in on it.
Yeah.
He didn't see. He had a little bit of daylight on the right side of the field, but with Vic being that left-handed quarterback, a lot of times it's easier to make those reads to the left side of the field.
And that post is just wide open. Good job blocking the blitz. Now Vic. Just creating a situation out of nothing. That's why you pay the cap for the guy.
Yes, absolutely. He is worth a couple of first downs alone, just with his speed, just with his elusiveness, just being able to keep a play alive to allow some more routes to develop.
Wow. And look at the information that comes in the chat from none other than James031. James let us know that there is no stretch in this playbook. So it's interesting, picking a deuce close book that's not a full deuce close. Interesting play, or interesting choice in playbook selection.
There's going to have to be something else on the backside that's going to balance that out.
Right.
All right, 2nd and inches. This is where you can potentially open up that playbook, take a couple shots to deep, or is he just want to make sure he just keeps moving the chains?
Man, wow. Hey, and listen, it's a copycat, just like the regular NFL. Madden is a copycat league. The Nickel Normal, it's a very dynamic defense. As the Nickel 3-3-5 odd is preparing to get patched, as Big Nickel is preparing to get patched, it seems like Nickel nickel normal is going to become a very good, prolific defense in the community. And it looks like Deuce Close is giving it a lot of trouble. If you go in your weekend league games and you go into your salary cap games, DC games, and you're starting to see a lot of nickel normal, take a page out of ESG Noonan's book and put that Deuce Close on him.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. Is Noonan going to be able to continue to make a living like this all game long? Is this fool's gold, thinking he can just run the ball like this on Figgy and win?
I like the call right here. I mean, it's 2nd and 4. Fournette carried the load on first down, got him 6 yards. Now he's going to, oh, wow, look at Calvin. That's why he's the best card in the game.
And
I like the pass call, though. Going to bunch, leaving the formation on 2nd and 4. He gives himself a chance to throw either a quick dot or something deep, and if not, he allowed Fournette to get his energy back. He's still bright orange, right? So he's tired. You allow him to regain some sort of stamina, and as you head down here where you're really going to need him.
I don't know. We might see a lot of Vic here.
Yeah.
he might not want to take that chance.
Yeah, first down. Oh, wow. He went with the toss. Bad call.
Look,
bad call, man.
And there's some of that nerves, and that's why I tell you, you don't want to turn a 1-yard play into a 6-yard toss. I keep telling you. So now that changes the entire complexion of this game if he does not get 7.
Listen, from the 1-yard line, you have a running back who is bright yellow, super tired. Not only is he super tired, but he is a, 3 yards in a cloud of dust running back. And you throw a toss to a man while he's tired, he didn't fight right there. From the one in that situation, you got to go with either a QB sneak. I'd rather you QB sneak because at least if you get stopped, you're still on the 1. You throw a toss to a tired running back, it's a 10-yard loss.
And this is where we talked about calling a play for the sake of just calling a play.
Yes, sir.
No, you cannot waste any plays in Madden.
Every play matters. Every down matters. And when you look at the guys that are truly, historically have been very good at the game, they value every possession, time, and score. It might not be about getting the touchdown on first down, but I'm in position to get the touchdown on second down. Right now, he has taken his team essentially out of the play. But
don't call it a comeback.
Motion.
And he just got in the end zone.
Man.
He said, I'm not trying to hear anything that anybody has to say.
I like
Don't worry about this. I got this. I'm up 7-0. If you're Figgy, you got to know you let a chance get away right there.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's better to get that touchdown from the 1 than getting it from the 10. So he just kind of got the game went his way right there, but I hope he doesn't continue to make those types of mistakes.
Shout out to Kerry Q, giving you a big shout out there, Seattle Bum.
Hey, my man Kerry, a.k.a. Kerry Close. Kerry Close. Shout out to Kerry Close. His formation is, he's the GOAT at running that formation. I'm pretty good at that formation, but Kerry's the GOAT. He has so many routes. He's so patient. You know what I mean? He has the combination of a dynamic run game, dynamic passing game. And another guy, Figgy's partner, Siwoo, one of the top streamers in our community. He actually runs that Deuce Close formation pretty well. There's another guy, he's on the Xbox, and I haven't really seen him play too much, but I hear he's a dynamic in that formation also is the kid, what's my man's name? Fitz, the kid Fitz. They say he's real good at that formation as well. So there's a lot of people who have taken that formation and made it their own, done some good things. And it's good to see that ESG Noonan is writing his chapter in that book as well.
And he's sending some pressure. Was able to get to Vic before he was able to get that one off. Lucky for Kerry, not lucky for Figgy, he didn't take that sack. Kerry is also one of the most cerebral players in the Madden community. I remember seeing him up at the Daily Grill computer many a night, toying with his lineup, making some last-minute changes.
Man.
Shout out to Kerry.
Look at the pocket presence. Oh, my goodness. Whoa, that's got to be a fumble. Come on.
That's going to hurt in the morning.
That was a point of emphasis on the game.
Ooh, that hurt.
The quarterback should not be able to take those types of hits. As a defensive player, it's hard enough to stop Vic without a spy. we need those collisions to be, go in our favor sometimes. So I feel his pain, but hey, Figgy was able to avoid a bad situation. So he wants to smarten up and not take so much abuse with that quarterback. I like the defensive adjustments. Oh, boy, we have cloud flat. We have a cover 2 look on the left. We have a cover 3 on the right. There's a lot of adjustments going on.
Noonan said he had a couple of different looks he wanted to throw at people, keep them off guard, keep them off balance. Well, right here, if he can get a stop here, he can take control of this entire championship game.
What did we say? 4th and 4. What is your tendency? Okay, flip the play. He's adjusting. Let's look at that. Oh, Figgy had to call the timeout.
And I love that call by Figgy. I would rather you take a timeout, make sure you have the D you want on the field, make sure you were able to make all your adjustments and changes, because this is a great play right here.
And Madden players know sometimes that's a good feeling when you can make him be the one. Figgy's calling all these adjustments to get the guy off balance. Wow, Odell held on.
Great job by Figgy. Yeah. And here's what I tell you. I don't know if that was what Figgy wanted to do.
But it worked.
But it worked. He took his time out. He got the play he wanted. He got the result he wanted.
Yes, he did.
Not sure if it was the right play.
Odell laid out for him, man. Showed that high, spectacular catching traffic rating. And, that's a catch that allows him to extend the play. Let's go. Now he's doing the flip again.
And, a lot of times when you get away with one, either you throw a touchdown or you throw a pick next.
I really, really like the adjustments going on the defensive side of the ball. Look at the coverage. Watch the way that the coverage rolls on the left side once Figgy flips the play. He's bringing the safety down, Rob Woodson. Good defense. This Noonan guy, I hope he's getting credit for being a very good defensive player, because I'm loving what he's doing. Let's see if we can call it out. We got press coverage. Look what he's doing with Woodson. That's the key player to watch. Sometimes that guy's in a what's it called? The 3 rec.
Oh,
he got blocked right there. He got blocked right there. But watch Rob Woodson. He's the one that's kind of disrupting a lot of where Figgy's initial hot reads are. Let's take a look at what zone he's putting that guy in, because he shot down to the he shot down like a hard flat, but then he must have played the sticks. Okay, he flips the play. Look at Woodson, brings him down in the box. I want to see what the adjustment is with him. Looks like a purple. Oh, but he threw right over top of it.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
Wow.
Good defense, great offense.
Man.
And Figgy put that one exactly where it needed to be.
Did.
That's the best pass Madden Mike Vick has ever thrown.
Man, and you go from that 4th and 4 where you have a chance to get him off the field, get the ball back, great field position. Figgy throws it to a high cap receiver, Odell Beckham, who extended the play. And sometimes that's all a great man player needs, is another opportunity. Now you're looking at a 7-7 ball game. But his offense played well. He seemed to have a good scheme to attack that nickel normal. He was running a lot of this HB dive. And I look to see him come back out in this wham, pardon me.
All right, he needs to manage trying to score, trying to keep Figgy off the field, and not turning the ball over.
Hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, that's what I'm going to call a respect spin. He put some respect on Figgy's free safety. That man, rest in peace, one of my favorite free safeties of all time, defensive players rather of all time. That's Sean Taylor. And so Fournette, you typically see him trucking and running everybody over, but he met up with that Sean Taylor, and he chose to go for the spin instead of trying to run him over. That's something you better do in real life if you were to ever run into that man.
He wanted no problems with that man at all.
No, it's not
real quick, Madden historian moment, Sean Taylor. I don't know if you remember that Pro Bowl where Sean Taylor laid the hit on the punter.
Oh, it took him out the game.
Yeah, took him out the game. We were filming our Madden finale at that Pro Bowl.
Wow.
Everybody was out there for that.
Wow.
Great times.
Yeah, that guy, he was just always in go mode, man. He didn't have an off switch. He was trying to bring it every single play.
That he wasn't. Speaking of bringing it every single play, at some point Noonan's going to have to make a decision. Does he go full throttle, try to score, get 7?
No.
Does he try to just see if he can take 3?
You just keep doing this. You just keep doing this. One thing this is doing, this is like what defenses you used to do. Think back to the Peyton Manning days. You know, they would just keep him over there on the sidelines. Figgy's a dynamic player, but guess what? He can't score if he doesn't have the ball. So you just take your time. You know, you keep his offense off the field, and then you just pray that, you know, your defense steps up for you in that 4th and 4 situation the next time. You just slow roll a game like this. There's no reason to force it. You're in full control. You have timeouts, 3 of them. Now, he's going to have to manage the clock right now. After this play, I expect to see a timeout, and then he's going to go into pass mode. Timeout. Okay, just like we said, 3rd and 8. You got 2 plays to get 8 yards.
Figgy took that timeout.
Oh, Figgy wants the ball back.
Figgy said, okay, now it's 3rd and 8. Now I'm going to make you make a decision. You're going to have to become more aggressive here. And now when he takes it to the air, he cannot force it here. You don't want to let Figgy dictate what you do on offense.
He could even technically run the ball again just to take Figgy's last time out and make him, if he does get a stop, make him panic and not have that time, not have access to that timeout. Fig with the broken sack. Calvin does Calvin. Wow. And we talked about that in the beginning of the game. He upgraded his, I want to say, deep throw chemistry. One of those chemistries that gives him +2 broken sack across the board. He took the time as a Madden coach to upgrade that chemistry, and it paid off right there with the broken sack. Deep chemistry.
You sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks when you said, Calvin!
That was it. I can't help it, man. I get so excited like I'm watching the stream. It's a blessing to be able to call the game just like this.
Sorry. Now, 26 seconds left. If you're Figgy, do you try to get 3 here with 1 timeout, or do you just take it down and you hit?
Hey, if God blessed me enough to have Figgy's offense, I'm going for 7 with 26 seconds left. This guy is so tough offensively. B, wide open, possession catch. Oh, with the spin.
Wow.
Make him miss. Oh.
Now that's where it comes down to it.
Yeah.
He had 1 timeout. There's 18 seconds left.
He can go
if he
for
could have
7.
made him miss, that would have been a touchdown. But he didn't want to have to burn that timeout.
Exactly. That's the play that hurt Slim. So he used it. He got out of bounds. Didn't take any unnecessary chances. He still has a play he can run here and still get a timeout. Like I said, if I'm as good as Figgy is offensively, I'm going for, I'm going for 7 here. 3 is just like, 3 just comes with him having the ball. This guy is running a very dynamic offense.
Now, you know you have 3 here if you're Figgy. You're walking a thin line here, trying to get in the end zone and tie this one up versus leaving points on the board.
Yeah, but you also have Randy Moss. You also have Leonard Fournette.
And you see, he ran the ball, and he was happy to take his 3.
Yeah, take the 3. If he's going to run the ball there, I would rather see him run it up the middle just to make it an easier kick for his kicker. But I'm sure he's invested the cap in a kicker that is more than capable of making this kick right here. He has Myers. Anybody in the chat know how much cap he spent on Myers? Me, I got Dan Bailey for mine, so 10 cap, baby.
The thing I don't get is if you're going to let all that time just run out, why not take 1 more shot at the end zone? You still had the timeout. You still could have stopped it.
I agree. But he gets the ball at half.
And that's what shows you the respect he has for Noonan's defense.
Right.
Earlier, if this would have been the first one, he wouldn't have done that.
Gone for that. Uh-oh. Very good half right there. Great championship football going on.
If you would have told Noonan he'd be up 14-10 at the half on Figgy, he'd have definitely took it.
Yeah, and he would have believed you. This isn't a man who lacks confidence. He's fully prepared. He feels like he's here for a reason. You don't get to the championship by accident. Oh man. Yeah, 20 cap.
Oh, and he got the grounding.
Yes, he did.
That hurt so bad.
Yes, he did. He panicked by breaking the sack.
And 2nd and 23 when he could have probably done something there. You don't expect something like that from Figgy. But Pressure bust pipes.
I see Figgy's lab partner, another dynamic man player in the chat. I see Blocky 305, Mr. Miami-Dade County, one of the better man players that we have in the community. He's got Figgy prepared, flew in a couple dots, I'm sure, and Figgy's out here balling and his homeboys watching. You got to love watching that.
Now, question, is that Jay Wall, as in the winner of the New England
Jay Wall.
Club Championship?
Yes, he is. That's what I'm saying.
That was another great one.
There's a lot of great players, man. Up and coming players, established guys. This is a good year for Madden, man. A lot of opportunities still remain. Uh-oh, Ron Parker finally got in.
Figgy's going to need to make an adjustment here. I don't know that he can. He's going to have to pick something. Either he's going to need to make a quicker read, or he's going to have to keep somebody else in the block because he doesn't have time to do anything now.
Figgy's not comfortable against his adjustments. This guy's adjustments. I'm so impressed by what he's doing with Rod Woodson. Oh, God. Good day, man.
Wow. That was a great read by Figgy. Just tough.
This game is coming down to he has invested, and the guys who are playing very well for him are the same. Like last game, right? Here's where matchups come in so much. Last game, Figgy was throwing against 20 cap cornerbacks. Right now, he's throwing against threshold cornerbacks, meaning these guys are all 90-plus zone. Each throw that he chucks up there, these guys, they react much, much faster than the last team that he faced. And we're starting to see that wear on him. Oh, God. And you start to hear
Noonan, he's getting his swag back. He's talking trash, man. Yelling, get off me.
Get a little vocal. You love it.
For those of you who are not here right now, just understand Noonan's swag has gone from silent church mouse to I am supposed to win this. Y'all better recognize who I am.
That's Philly swag, man. You know, when you're the underdog, you come out on top. These guys are Eagles fans. They went 53 years without a championship. And I'm not rubbing it in your face, Eagles fans, but I'm just keeping it a beam. You know, they're used to being talked about as, you know, underdogs and they've never won and this sort of thing. So I expect some of that same passion to translate over to their Madden game.
Are the Noonans in the building?
Oh, the Noonan family's deep. There's about 50 of them.
Yes, they are. They are raising their hands.
Let's go. Noonan Nation.
They are ready to go.
All right. Now, I expect Figarelli to respond. You know, there's still a lot of game left, but I think he's just got to get back and find his comfort zone. If I were him, I just would attack the right side of the field. That was an unfortunate drop, but that left side of the field looks too dangerous. He might want to come out, and if he's going to flip the play, come out with the play flipped already, meaning start with your bunch going towards the short side of the field away from Rod Woodson, and then force his adjustments to go to the other. There we go. He's starting to switch it. He's starting to flip it around a little bit.
Hopefully it's not a little too late.
A crosser would give him trouble. There you go. A crosser right to left would give him trouble. His defense on the left side of the field is much stronger than the right side of the field. So if I'm Figgy and I'm going to keep resorting to flipping the play, come out in the play, going to the weak side, and then attack going over there towards Slay's side. Even though Dion's sitting right there, but it's just like I don't feel like he's comfortable with his reads attacking that left side. There's too much going on over there. Okay.
That was a great look.
That was nice. The hard flat didn't get down.
Now, Figgy needs to make sure he gets in the end zone here. You want to put yourself in a position where even if you give up a field goal, you can still win this game with a touchdown. And maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. R1. Let's go. Moss made a grab.
He was able to.
He
mossed him.
Yes, he did. That's a play that you typically see. One of the stronger plays in the entire Patriots playbook, a popular playbook in the community. That play is called curl flat. And so he streaked the outside receiver. He had a drag coming across the screen, and that corner route from the slot receiver, it gets over every single zone that you can put out there. Soft squat, stand no chance. Cloud zones, cloud flats, stand no chance. Hard flats definitely don't stand a chance. That's why it's one of the toughest routes. You have to user that, or have an outside quarter that will, possibly react. But 9 times out of 10, you're better off just using that route. Now, the high-level players, they make that tougher because there's usually another route on the backside from the single receiver coming across the middle. Look at B on the drag. He has drag, a post. Very tough combo to stop.
Now, Joke believes that Figgy can still win this game. He just needs to stop the run.
Yeah.
That's easier said than done.
Yes, it is.
When you can't stop the run, what's your go-to?
But again,
when everything you've labbed has not worked,
right.
What do you go to? Are you asking Madden? Are you just going formation-based? Are you going, I'm just going to send 8?
Right.
What's your thought process going through there?
I mean, I don't – it's weird with Madden. Like, just blitzing more people doesn't necessarily give you better run D.
Not at all.
What I'd like to see him do, like if my natural run D isn't working, I'd like to see, just from an adjustment standpoint, I'd like to see him maybe cross-man his safeties. That way the safety is, when the play starts, he's running from the left side of the field to the right side. The strong safety's running from the right side of the field to the left side. And sometimes that pursuit, once the play is called, it allows those safeties to shoot down towards the run, and that gives you additional boosted run support. So a lot of high-level Madden players, they'll typically use that technique, which we call cross-manning, and that gives you a little bit of a bonus in terms of being able to stop the run. But once again, with Leonard Fournette, it's not about just making the tackle. It's not even about making contact. It's about making the tackle. He's been able to break tackles and get extra yards. So you got to be able to bring him down.
Now, if you're Noonan, you got to stick with your momentum. Do not take your foot off the gas pedal here. You do not want to get lax in your play calling. You don't want to get on your high horse too soon, because a player as good as Figgy, he'll be right back in this.
Yeah, and Figgy, I want to see Figgy adjust. Last game he adjusted. He on the defensive side of the ball. He came out against Jay Oz, showed 3-3-5 odd. It was not giving him full trouble, so he switched to nickel normal. Nickel normal gave him success last game with Bradley Chubb screaming off the edge. But it's not being effective against this deuce close offense. I want to see Figgy go to a different defensive formation, because nickel normal is not stopping this carry close.
And all it's doing is just helping him milk the clock.
Right.
This 3rd inch is going to give him another 30 seconds he can take off. Right now, Noonan has everything to his advantage.
And we have goal line against nickel normal. That's where situational play calling. You don't always want to just call a play for the sake of, rushing and panicking. Match up formation for formation, personnel for personnel. You don't want to be in nickel against goal line. I mean, the guy only needs a couple inches for the first down. Match up personnel-wise. I'd rather see him at least in 3-4. If not, go goal line for goal line and may the best man win.
Good defense.
There we go.
He's going to have to put him 23 for 107 and 2 TDs. We said it was going to come down to who's able to stop the run better, and right now it looks like Noonan's been able to slow Figgy down more than Figgy's been able to slow Noonan down.
And we have the ESG. Their name stands for Eat, Sleep, and Grind. Some of the ESG goons are in the chat. I see Blair Walsh Project cheering his brother on. He's saying tick, tick, tick. He wants, he's just reminding him right now, use the clock as your best friend. But now he's in a 3rd and 12. This is what Joke was talking about. Here's a situation where if your defense can make a play for you, it's a new ball game, because all you need is a touchdown to take the lead.
If I'm Noonan, I might have even ran there or ran with my quarterback.
He playmaker the wrong way.
Man, and if you're Noonan, I think you got to go for it here.
You got to go for it right here
And because you were going to go for it on fourth down anyway.
Anyway.
Your run has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's been getting you 6-7 yards a pop. I might have done it just to keep him off balance.
He has Tyreek Hill, I believe, on a playmaker. Noonan has a bad habit of playmakering his man to the left. Okay? And Figgy's doing a great job of lurking towards the left side of the screen. What I'd like to see him do is playmaker that man straight up the field. Playmaker him straight up the field, and, you know, you might get a nice little 10, 12-yard gain out of that. But playmakering towards the user, that's never a good formula. What do you feel about the play call right here? 4th and 12. This man really trusts his defense. I think I'm going for that.
I think he did that on purpose to
Oh,
give
look
him
at
better
the
at the corner kick.
punt.
He knew that if he took that delay, he'd have a little bit better angle on the punt. He came out to see what he was in, if there was anything in blatant.
Right.
Now he's going to make Figgy go on that guap drive.
Hey, this is the shmoney drive.
Figgy needs to make this the last drive and then go for that touchdown. But because he needs – wow. If he wouldn't have spun, he'd have still been running. He spun back into that tackle.
Man, Rod Woodson again. Rod Woodson is near the ball.
But because Figgy needs 7, he cannot relax on his morals. He cannot slow his offense down. He needs to make sure that he worries about scoring first, clock second.
There we go. Curl flat, in route, very tough combo to guard. You have to use a lot of stuff right there. A big-time corner. He might want to consider manning up the single receiver, and hopefully he does a good job guarding the in route or the drag, because it's too much ground to cover trying to get out there to the deep corner route and trying to double back and get back to that in route. Sometimes you want to play in no man's land and, hey, you know, be in position to where you can act like you're chasing the corner route, but then come back and get that drag. Oh, man. Oh, didn't get his feet in bounds. Tough play.
Watch Randy Moss here. If you're Noonan, you have to keep an eye on him. Do not let him make a play. Make Figgy earn everything.
Oh, man. That's okay.
And
yeah, Slay's got to make a play for him right there.
He went straight to Randy Moss. You knew where he was going. Everybody in the building knew he was going towards Randy Moss.
Noonan is having some unfortunate plays go against him. Right now, I'd like to see him get as aggressive as possible, because if, you know, in the event that if Figgy were to score, I want to see him give himself at least chance to tie the game up with a 3.
I don't think Noonan wants that drive.
No, he's trying to get it. He's trying to get this over with.
He's trying to get a stop so he doesn't have to make any possessions. He wants to make sure that
and if
this
Slay
is the
catches
last drive,
that, if Slay
period.
catches that, this game is probably over.
Oh, it's definitely over. But Figgy has 3 timeouts. Oh, he got him.
Oh, God. Oh, you need an animation. I'm telling you that read doesn't animate, man. Apke's running under that laughing.
All right, he's getting down there. He's now officially in the red zone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is everything you want in the championship game. Here at the Philadelphia Eagles Club Championship, we have Noonan and the defending champion Figgy battling it out right here for the Philadelphia title.
Drag underneath.
Wow. Wide open.
Oh, God. Timeout. Got to get a timeout. Got to get a timeout, Noonan. Leave yourself a little bit of time, man. He goes on aggressive running. Fournette.
Now, quick, everybody, including you, Reggie, do you run commit here?
Nah. No.
That way, if he scores, you get the ball back. If not, maybe you do something great, get in the backfield, do something here.
In theory, you run commit, but run commit isn't it's not 100% guaranteed.
Exactly, but I'm saying I think you run commit either way to either give yourself a chance to stop the run or you give up the touchdown.
Yeah.
No problem. Now I have the ball.
See? when you run commit, Fournette, I always say this, he gets better. The more defenders are around him, the better he becomes. It's like one-on-one, it's easier to tackle Fournette than when there's 2 or 3 defenders around him. It's so weird. So, I don't know. I don't think you run commit. I think you just, like we talked about earlier, just try to maintain good gap integrity and shoot a gap, tackle him in the backfield.
I know Figgy does not want this to get to 4th down. Oh! Allow me to introduce himself. His name is Figgy.
Hey, F to the IG.
Now the question is, will he be able to play defense wisely?
Oh, yeah. Now, look, here we go. 49 seconds.
Would you rather be Noonan with the ball and 1 timeout or Figgy on defense with 3?
Make me Noonan right here. I mean, make me Figgy right here. Make me Figgy right here.
You rather play defense?
Figgy is in perfect position for how this game's been going. The player that he wants on his team to make a difference will have an opportunity. Let's watch for his left end, right of screen, Bradley Chubb to come screaming off that left side. His tight end better block or Vic's going to have a long day. All right.
Sending him.
Block.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Good defense. Ed Reed.
Look, Figgy's smiling, but he knows he's a little nervous with that one-on-one.
Yeah.
There's no safety help over the top. This is going to come down to it right here. 40 seconds. Noonan has to realize he doesn't need it all in one play. He still has time, and he has a timeout.
Right. He's using the deep route chemistry from playmaker. Playmaker up the field. I talked about that earlier. Playmaker straight up. You're playmaker towards the defense, baby.
That no huddle. Guys, please realize that no huddle takes longer sometimes than it does to go back and call that play. He's burning so much clock. He's wasting so much time. And this is that first time in the hot seat.
Uh-oh. Get out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds there, man. Okay.
And now he has no timeouts. Ball in the 27, 13 seconds left. Noonan needs to make something happen, not now, but right now.
Oh, yeah.
Figgy's poised to repeat as the Philadelphia Eagles club champion. Can he get the stop he needs?
That's game.
And there you have it. That's game. And we have back-to-back. Yes, in Meek City, Figgy pulled off a Drake, and he has gone back-to-back and now has won the Philadelphia Eagles Club Championship. This belt is going to be his. It's heading back to Lancaster. Somebody go outside and tell Mama Figgy she can come back in. Her boy's done well. He's gotten it done. But first, we have to address Noonan. We got to tip our hat to him.
Absolutely.
To be here on this stage, to be in that position. He had his shot, just couldn't seal the deal, just couldn't close it. But he's going to learn from this. He's made himself a couple of nice dollars today.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now, we're going to be lucky enough that Figgy's going to be joining us in a second here for the presentation of his belt and be able to talk to him for a second.
Can't wait to get a chance to speak with him.
Do I need to move this over to make sure you don't take it home with you?
This will look good with me, man. But no, congratulations to Figgy. Congratulations to Noonan. Both guys played, great football right there. Hey, someone has to win, someone has to lose, man. But they both did it with integrity and good sportsmanship. So we look to talk to the champ, back-to-back champ, Mr. Figgy. We know that the whole TIA, we know that the whole Lancaster is proud of you. We're all proud of you as a Madden community. And, hey, man, good luck out there in California.
Again, Slim, Oz, both walked away with $2,000. Noonan made himself $3,000. Figgy's guaranteed at least $5,000 moving on to the club championships. He's gotten his boarding pass to Redwood City.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be there.
Hey, EA's not being cheap. $700,000.
And that's just the prize pool for this one. There's a lot of Madden to be played this year.
That's just the salary cap prize pool. So we still have the draft champ boards, which will open up in a couple weeks. You have another opportunity to grind and compete for the money that they're going to give away with that. So this is not it. If you're tuned in to the channel and you're watching and you're saying, man, I'd like an opportunity to be on that stage, there's going to be another opportunity.
Madden League Ops, follow him on
Madden
social
League Ops,
media.
make sure you follow him.
You'll get a chance to see all the updates and everything like that. And again, we want to thank Nerd Street Gaming. Again, they put on another first-class event here in Philadelphia. Shout-outs to Dubby, all the Estelo, the Dynasties, the Jeans, the 40s, the Twans, everybody in Philly. But right now, here, today, it's Figgy's day.
Figgy-delphia.
Gotcha. That might be the new nickname for it. It's a city of brotherly love, and this game showed him a lot of brotherly love. When we didn't think he could come back, he couldn't get a stop. He was able to buckle down in that second half and get it done.
Man, as we go back and, just a brief recap of what happened. I'm going to go back, Rico, to that 4th and 12. He took the delay of game and punted. Now.
You can't do that.
You go for it right there.
I couldn't agree with you more.
He had the ball with 40 seconds left, give or take, and 1 timeout. Figgy was able to get a touchdown on that drive where he punted. Granted, he pinned him at the 7, but the guy was able to get a touchdown anyway. If Figgy gets that same touchdown from the 49, you're looking at having the ball with like about a minute 30.
Changes the whole complexion of the
game.
Changes your whole strategy.
Absolutely.
It really brings it back, and it shows you, especially in the salary cap mode, you're the GM, but you're still the coach.
Yes.
And you got to make sure you wear both hats
Absolutely.
in the best manner you can.
And I truly believe if he goes for it, at least you give yourself a chance to possibly get a first down. But if he does score, you now have a chance on your money drive to tie the game or, in fact, go back up 4 points again. If you have the ball with 30 seconds and, 1 timeout and all game you've been running the ball, HB wham, you haven't really been passing a lot. He didn't really put himself in a good situation with how he was calling his particular game.
All right, I know we were looking to talk to Figgy, but it seems like he's been so enthusiastic with his victory. He's making the lap around the place.
Yeah.
He's talking to his parents. He's signing a couple autographs, kissing a few babies.
Yeah, he's on his Nipsey Hussle victory lap right now, man.
That he is. And you know what? I think Mom and Dad they're getting on the internet right now trying to see if they can find a couple flights to go down and
they're
support.
looking for the flights to Burbank.
Oh, we're in Redwood City this time.
Hey, they might make him bust that check down, man. The $3,000 that he won today, he might have to buy flights for Mom and Dad.
He's guaranteed 5 already.
Oh, guaranteed
yes,
5 today?
Because remember, it was 2 for getting here.
2 for getting here.
When you won, the next was 3, and whoever won the whole thing was guaranteed at least 5 to move on over. You know how we can get Figgy over here? Figgy.
We got your check.
We have your belt.
Figgy,
if you don't make your way over here, that belt's coming back with one of us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we see coming onto the stream, none other than your back-to-back Philadelphia Eagles club champion. Figgy, you can put that on any way you want, just like you're going to be able to put this belt on any way you want.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been waiting to hold that?
Present the belt to you. Woo!
Congratulations.
Hey! Oh.
Congratulations, Figgy. Talk to us a little bit about that last drive. What were you thinking on that one?
Well, I was thinking he hasn't been able to stop me all game. I stopped myself one drive where, so I was pretty confident going into the last thing. I just wanted to get close to the red zone and let Fournette punch it in, and that's what I did.
Were you thinking that he was going to punt that 4th and 12 that turned into the 4th and 17?
I didn't think he was going to hike it, no.
You knew he wasn't going to punt?
Oh, the aggressive catch?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I thought he was going to go for it, and I'm not mad at him for throwing that up, but.
No. The very end of the game, 4th quarter, you got him to a 3rd and 12, stopped him 4th and 12.
Yeah. I thought he was going to punt right there.
You thought he was going to punt?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now the question is, would you have punted?
No. Yeah.
And that's what separates the levels of Madden players. In order to win, you got to be willing to lose.
Oh, yeah.
And you left it all on the table.
Exactly. Biggest game, you got to leave literally everything out there. So I did.
Where's the first place you wear that to?
I'm going to Pat's and Geno's right now because I'm about to die, and I'm having this thing right around my belt.
That's it.
And way to go. He's about to go out through Philly and go ahead and let everybody know that he is the champion. Well, Philadelphia, you have an incredible champion here in
we
Figgy.
have we have to show Mama Figgy some
love. Shout out all my family watching me, my uncles, my aunts. I love you guys. Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
Well, there you go. We had another great Philadelphia Club Championship right here. We'd like to thank the Eagles. We'd like to thank Nerd Street, EA, the NFL, all the fans who came over here. Special shout outs to Justin Chow, Ben. They've made everything happen. Again, that was Reggie, a.k.a. Seattle Bomb. I'm Rico Williams, your host. We'll see you at the next one.
That's right.
Great times.
Job.
Check you out.
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a pound right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. Chillin' like a boss with my feet up. Got a bag for a bitch with a visa.